UFC Fight Night Tybura versus Spivak 2 has just ended, and we have profited for the second week in a row, again, just by a little bit. We had a losing week, now we're two winning weeks in a row in terms of our betting results. We did mainly make our money on the parlay that we did. I wasn't confident in a lot of things on this card. That's why I only had, I think, 5 or 6 bets in total. There's only 10 fights. There's not a lot to choose from. So whatever you do choose from, you got to feel good about it. And the parlay, we felt really, really good about that one. So we put the most amount of money on it. But we're going to look at the results for the card. Stephanie Luciano to Lida Alenzar. The prediction was Stephanie Luciano to go out there and get the decision win, which did happen. I got the prediction correct, but the reason I didn't bet that is the odds on Luciano by decision just weren't there. I mean, when I was looking at them earlier on in the week, they were like this, plus 105, and there's not enough there, in my opinion, to make it a valuable bet in the UFC. It just wasn't enough for me. She outstruck Talita for all 3 rounds. Absolutely dominated her, but I was a little skeptical with not enough value on those odds to be betting on Luciano by decision because, you know, never know if Talita's going to gas out in those later rounds again and Luciano can get the finish. Zalal and Jarno Aarons, I was very, very much contemplating parlaying Youssef Zalal. By the time I was like, you know, maybe I will parlay Youssef Zalal, he got to minus 500. That's too much in my opinion. If he was minus 300 range, maybe minus 390, minus 400, probably parlay Youssef Zalal. You never know. But it was just too much in my opinion. My prediction was a decision, but again, like I told you in the betting breakdown video, Zalal by decision was horrible. Minus 135, and you got the submission prop right there for Zalal to win at plus 275. I told you in the video, do not bet Zalal's money line, and don't bet Zalal by decision. If you're going to do anything, do that submission prop. I didn't do it. I stayed away from the fight because I know that Jarno Aarons could have just as easily not gotten submitted there, kept it on the feet for 3 rounds, and they could have had a close back and forth striking affair. Jonathan Denise, Carl Williams, I passed on this fight as well. Again, I didn't feel like there was a lot of good opportunities to bet until some of the later fights on this card. Jonathan Denise, Carl Williams. Jonathan looked freaking amazing, man. Jonathan looked awesome in that fight, and looks like, I know he's 33 years old, looked amazing with the takedown defense against Carl Williams, and, you know, that's 2 guys in a row trying to take him down, trying to wrestle him, trying to grapple him, and he's been able to keep it on the feet in those later rounds, and then outstrike him. Obviously, round 3, you know, Janata got the better of him on the ground, and was able to land some good ground and pound right at the end, and steal the round, not steal the round, it was debatable, but Jonathan looked great in that fight. Again, I was honestly saying there's no way he could win the decision, and he did somehow, which is really surprising. I thought if there was going to be a decision, it would be Carl Williams, but he ended up coming out there and getting that decision bet, which I thought was super, super unlikely. So anybody that hit this one, oh my God, props to you, man. Plus 800, plus 900 on Denise by decision. I want you guys in the comment section, if any of you guys bet on Carl Williams, Janata Denise to go the distance, and you bet on Janata to win, comment down below, because that's a crazy, crazy risky bet right there. The next one, this was our actual parlay piece, the first actual fight we were betting on for this card. We had $516 on Chris Gutierrez and Carol Hossa in a parlay together for parlay odds of minus 129. Again, there's not a lot I felt. I thought if there was one more leg I would add, it would have been Youssef Zalal. I was seeing minus 500. I didn't want to risk it, in my opinion. There just wasn't enough value there. Chris Gutierrez, he made me grit my teeth a little bit. We're going to get into that in a second, but Carol Hossa went out there and dominated. If you watched my Confident Picks video that we put out earlier this week, Carol Hossa was number 2 as my number 2 most confident pick of the card, minus 200. I had to put her in the parlay to make $400 on that bet. Of course, that was the main reason we profited on this card. I did also have $550 on Carol Hossa finish, decision, no action. It went to a decision, so we got our money back. But I thought it was so close, man. If the cut was a little bit better or a little bit lower, maybe on the eye or something, or those leg kicks just kept on accumulating, I thought Carol Hossa was actually pretty close to getting a finish in that fight. But yeah, she wasn't able to, and we only got the money from the parlay. Would have been awesome. That would have made my night if Carol Hossa got the finish. That would have been awesome. Toshiomi Kazama, Charalampus Grigori, I don't know how to say that name. I already told you guys before in my prediction video, in the betting breakdown video, don't you dare bet Grigoriou. These are horrible odds. Minus 240 on lower level bantamweight MMA. Don't you freaking dare. I said if you're going to do anything, do Grigoriou by decision. Do something like that, because that's the only thing that really has value, or underdog better pass. That was pretty much it. I said if you bet on Charalampus Grigoriou at minus 250, you're a crazy person. That's just not a good bet. I did not feel that confident on Charalampus to go out there and get the win. Hopefully you guys listened and did not bet on Grigoriou, and maybe some of you did bet on Kazama, because I saw somebody in my comment section actually predict it perfectly and had Toshiomi Kazama by submission in round number 2, which was just insane. Yana Santos, Chelsea Chandler. I was going to bet on this. I promise you, I was going to bet on Yana Santos, Chelsea Chandler until I saw the weigh-in, and I got discouraged, man. I was looking at the odds before the weigh-ins, and Yana Santos was, let's just go on a bet online. She was right around like that minus 140 range. That's kind of where she was yesterday. I was waiting for the weigh-ins to be over, and I was going to be like, okay, if Yana Santos looks pretty decent on the scales, I'm going to put $280 to win $200 on Yana Santos. Then out of nowhere, Chelsea Chandler goes out and weighs 5 pounds over the weight limit, and it discouraged me, man. It discouraged me. I was going to put it on Santos. Again, I had no idea why everyone had Chandler as the dog of the card. Again, my dog of the card was horrible this card, but I digress. I didn't know why everyone was so high on Chelsea Chandler to get the win. Then I was contemplating betting on Yana Santos. I was going to bet on her. Then I saw the weigh-in on Chelsea Chandler, weighing 5 pounds above the bantamweight limit, and I said, nah, I'm not going to risk it. This is too unpredictable with how much heavier Chelsea Chandler is. That's going to help her a lot when it comes to offensively wrestling on Yana Santos. So I passed on this one. In hindsight, of course I regret passing on the fight because I could have made $200. But in the future, I'd still do the same thing. I don't want to bet on Yana Santos at minus 140 when there is that big unpredictable factor of her opponent being 5 pounds heavier. That's insane, Chelsea Chandler. So I passed on that one. Then Chris Gutierrez, of course, he was in the parlay. We did also do $50 on Gutierrez by knockout at plus 200 right there. That one did not cash. It wasn't able to get the finish. I thought that I was looking at that's why we do the weigh-in recaps. I was looking at Quang Lee on the scales, and he wasn't looking good in my opinion. His face was a little sunken in. He cut weight on short notice. I thought maybe he could hurt him on the feet a little bit. And on the chin a little bit, and then keep on racking up the leg kicks. His head movement would suffer because he's not able to move. And I thought there's a good shot Chris Gutierrez could get the knockout. He didn't get the knockout. No biggie there. But I thought it was a value bet at plus 200 because I think the decision was like minus money. So it just wasn't enough value in my opinion. But we had him in the parlay, and that made the bulk of the money. $400 on that parlay. Danny Barlow, Nicole Veretenikov. You guys all thought I was crazy when I said it. My prediction all week long has been Danny Barlow decision. Danny Barlow is going to go out there and win a decision. I was saying fight of the night. It wasn't really a fight of the night. But I was saying decision all freaking week. And did he get the decision? No. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, he did. I don't know what am I saying right now? Maybe I got hit too many times in the head of sparring yesterday. Yes, he did get the decision. But, I mean, minus 135 on the knockout prop. Again, you lost all the value from plus 155 earlier on in the week. Nikolai Veretenikov has never been knocked out, I believe, in his MMA career. Went the distance with Michael Morales, who I view as a better fighter than Danny Barlow. I thought there's huge value on Danny Barlow to go out there and get the decision win. Of course, money came in on it. On Danny Barlow to get that decision win. He was at plus 500 right here for about an hour, about 2 hours right there. And then money just kept on coming in on the knockout for Danny Barlow, and we kept getting better and better odds for Danny Barlow by decision. I don't know why everybody was thinking it was going to be a knockout. Let me check Tapology really quick. Yeah, how many is this? Is it going to let me go? That's like 80%, right? It's not showing me the percentage. There's a lot of people predicting Barlow by knockout when, again, I'm going to look into it really quickly here. He's only been knocked out once, and it was back in 2014, 10 years ago. I thought it was good value, so we profited, I think it was 125 on Danny Barlow decision. Good little bet right there. Then our money line's quite horrible. Like, by horrible, I mean horrible. Damon Jackson, he was my underdog of the card. Again, I did say in the weigh-in recap video, I was way less confident in Damon Jackson because Chepe Mariscal, if you don't know, now you'll know. Dana White is freaking saying. Chepe Mariscal weighed in 3.5 pounds heavy. 3.5 pounds heavy. He weighed in almost 150 pounds for a featherweight fight, and that I lost all my confidence in my bet. And I'm not going to cash out because it's only going to give me like, what is it, $40 of the $50 that I gave in. I think that was the cash out I was saying. So I wasn't going to cash out. I kind of was regretting it. As soon as I saw the weigh-ins, I saw Damon Jackson not looking good on the weigh-ins. I saw Chepe weighing really big on the weigh-ins. So as soon as I saw the weigh-ins, I was really discouraged on that bet. And yeah, I mean, I believe that played a factor. I believe even if he had made weight, it still would have been the same in hindsight that Chepe would have got the win. But you got to think, 3.5 pounds, he didn't have to cut the weight. His cardio looked amazing. His strength and size looked a lot better than Damon Jackson because he missed weight by so freaking much. Last but not least, Marcin Tybura. We had him as a dog as well. Was doing good, was winning the fight, landed some good strikes on the feet, reversed the position, got on top of Spivak, and then horrible fight IQ. He gets caught in an armbar. I don't know what Marcin was doing, but yeah, he got caught with that one. So those are the betting results. Again, Chris Gutierrez by knockout. That was a good value bet. I'd still do it again if they fought. Damon Jackson, Marcin. That was horrible. We're not going to talk about that. Those are horrible bets. Carol Rosa by finish, decision, no action. I thought that was really close to hitting. Barlow by decision, that one hit. Good $125 profit. And then the parlay for a big $400. And if you want proof, we got the updated bet. Oh, it's going to show you UFC 308, isn't it? But yeah, 2 days ago, even... Well, you just saw a few of the bets that we're going to be making on the next card. But yeah, you can see right here, 2 days ago, we had the same parlay as well. So yeah, those are the results for UFC Fight Night Tybura Spivak 2. Again, I didn't want to bet that many different bets because, I mean, there's not a lot of things you could be betting on for this card. It was a weird one. Now we're waiting on for the next one. UFC 305. If you do want to see those bets, of course, become a Patreon member right here. It is in the top link in the description down below, or it is in that pinned comment, and I kid you not, it's $1.25 per card. $5 a month, and you get all of these bets. And if you want to see the actual results that we've had throughout the Patreon history, we've had our ups and downs. You can see right here, UFC Fight Night Imavov versus Cannonier. I'll be 100% straightforward and honest with you guys. This streak right here was utter dog horribleness. Lost on Whitaker Alaskarov, lost on Perez Tyra, lost big on Imavov Cannonier, but we also had some great cards like UFC Fight Night Barboza versus Murphy. UFC 303 was awesome. We had a big bet on just Alex Pereira to land more strikes. That was crazy value that we found really early on. Lemos versus Jandiroba just a few weeks ago. We did freaking amazing on. Now we're on a 2-fight fight card streak right here with Tybura Spivak and Sandhagen or Magomedov. UFC 304, we messed up bad with Preston Parsons. But yeah, we have our up and downs just like anyone does in betting. But overall, we are up 13.675 units. What is that? $1,367.50. But just like anybody betting on MMA, this could easily go to zero. So bet responsibly. Don't bet crazy amounts that you're not willing to risk. But if you do want to see what we are betting, we're not going out there betting our whole bankroll every card. Again, on this card, we literally bet maybe like 12 or 13 units on the entire card. We're not crazy gamblers trying to make you double your money in a day. We're very conservative, slowly moving your bankroll up and up and up, and sometimes down, but for the most part, up. Thank you guys for watching. Those are the results, and we'll see you in the next one.